Virgo, hello. Hope you're doing well. This is a reading for you, general reading for 18 till 25 November. We'll see what's going to come out. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Ascending. And, as usual, if there's any communication concerns, look at where your Mercury is placed. Or love concerns, look at where your Venus is placed. And if you don't know those placements, you can look down below in the description. There's a link that says free natal chart. You have a look there and see what it says for you. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody, supporting me. If it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you. My name is Adrian. I'm an intuitive healer. I practice holistic wellness. And my super fly, super beautiful, super cute thumbnails are made for me by my best friend, who's a fantastic graphic designer and social media manager. And there's a link down below for if you want to contact her directly. It says AC Digital Marketing Solutions. Okay. So, the focus for this reading is love, which seems to be throwing all over the place. The cards just came out right away, so I'm just going to take them. I'm using these beautiful cards that are actually created by a lady who's in South Africa, and they're called iTonga. So they're quite beautiful. We're going to look at where you currently are, how did you get there, what's happening going forward, and we're also going to look at the overall energy. So the overall energy we've got there is, it's called sacrifice really on this card, but it is the 10 of Swords. Okay, so this is about letting go. This is about actually completely releasing from an energy before which really didn't serve you well. All right, so if it comes for an overall energy with a love reading, this is actually a very good energy. All right, because this is sort of letting go of previous versions, no, not versions of yourself, previous sort of, ways that you would have been, ways that you had to have been at particular points in time. Maybe you were dealing with personal things, because obviously when it comes to love, it's not always just like, I see you, you see me, we like each other, and it's not always that simple. There may have been a number of things that were actually, holding you back from, from love. But I feel that a lot of those things were sort of like, almost like toxic sort of mind patterns, toxic beliefs, things that really weren't serving you in the best possible way. It's almost like, in a sense, you kind of got fed up of having that sort of energy that doesn't work for you, because the simple truth is, from what I can see here with your overall energy, it's that you are realizing that a lot of these thought patterns, a lot of these beliefs, a lot of these problems and concerns that you had, these are sort of obstacles that you put in your own way. Okay, so yes, obviously, true enough, there are things that happen in life, there are blockages that happen in life, there are things in life that are holding us back sometimes, but a lot of your decision making really originated from toxic beliefs, sort of from the past, things that happened. Now, it doesn't obviously mean that, I don't want you to get me wrong. We're not talking here about almost like bullying yourself, basically. That's not really what I'm speaking about. What I'm talking about is that, a lot of things in life happen sometimes, and they're so challenging to deal with, and they have such a sort of like adverse effect on our lives that we can't actually see a different way out for ourselves, because we sort of like trapped in this almost like a very vicious sort of cycle. But also what I find in, with you is that you may not have been aware of the fact that you were actually trapped within the cycle. You may not have been realizing that, sort of like past patterning, things that happened in the past, as you were growing up, as you were developing through life. There's a lot of that sort of patterning that was taken on by you, which wasn't necessarily sort of like your due, your fault, you just happened to be there. I also feel that you might have shouldered a lot of responsibility, which might have been necessary at a certain time, but it's almost like you kind of took that and you really sort of ran with it. There is almost like I've got to sort of save things kind of going on here, And sometimes we realize that maybe we took things just a little bit too far. You know, maybe we didn't have to, you know, sort of go as far as we went with certain things. And you would have gone through quite a period of thinking here, you know, very sort of like deep kind of like discernment to get clarity about what is actually going on, and realizing that you don't have to do this. All right, now in the recent past you've got the Nine of Cups, or it says promise within this card. All right, with it almost like golden diamond sort of water drop there, whatever it may be, which is quite beautiful. I feel that you may have been offered the chance, the opportunity to sort of get out of your situation. It's almost like, you know, somebody might have come towards you, maybe, you know, and especially for those of you that are with somebody at the moment. So you may already be married, you may already be in a relationship, you may already be tied to someone, and in a sense sort of realize that you weren't really 100% inside this thing. You know, you were sort of like 98% there. You know, there was like that sort of 2% reserve at the back there that you were, you know, holding for a rainy day or whatever. So there wasn't that sort of full commitment. Now, for those of you that are single, I sense quite a lot of sense of regret over here, where it could be that, you know, whether this was sort of like verbalized, or, you know, I feel there's a definite situation that was on the table here, and you were both sort of aware of it, where somebody was offering you the way out, but you didn't really see it for what it was at the particular point in time. You know, you might have seen it as mind play, control, trying to sort of run your life, and it's almost like you were kind of stretching that for as long as you could possibly stretch it, you know. So this is one of the things of like, I don't necessarily want to let you go. I don't want to let you go. I want to keep you in my life, but I also don't want to make that full sort of commitment, because I feel that whoever you were dealing with, you weren't exactly going to be able to, this is now for those of you that are single, you weren't exactly going to be able to play that sort of, you know, 98% game, 2% in reserve with them. That wasn't going to fly. It wasn't going to work. All right. So you may have been dealing here with somebody who was, and I feel this might either be a fellow earth sign, so what is it, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or possibly a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, with Scorpio seeming to be the more sort of stronger possibility. Okay, Scorpio, maybe Cancer. So there was a time when you really thought this could work. In fact, you were quite tripping on this. You know, you were like, I think this is a wonderful idea. I think this could really work. You know, they're really cool and they're really nice. And there was a lot of sort of like sense of hope and almost like, you know, childlike joy in it. And you just wanted to throw yourself into it. But then you're sort of, now you can call this many things. You can call it circumstances, life, whatever. But it's sort of like your what do we call that, like, you know, like your natural sort of like, hold on, can't do this, those sort of started to come up. Okay, and it was scary. It was very, very scary. So where you currently are, truth, Ace of Wands. This is the moment of truth, if there's ever been a moment of truth. You know, this is the moment of truth. This is the moment of, listen, are you in or are you out? You know, there's no sort of skimping by the side, you know, trying to be funny, trying to be nice, trying to keep things going. You know, you may have been able to sort of keep that going for a while. You know, maybe keeping somebody, you're not really letting them go, but you're also not really committing to them. They may be aware of what you were doing, and they may have been quite okay with that for a while, but somehow things have changed. and it's almost like you can sort of sense them slipping away, you know. They're busy letting you go. They may not be consciously aware of the fact that they're busy letting you go, but you are consciously aware of the fact that they're busy letting you go. And so you don't really want that. Okay? So, going forward, look at those fires over there. Virality. So, there's a... I actually feel that going forward that the two of you can work out really, really well. All right. For some of you, you might also be in the process that you kind of, you know, you were sort of like hoping that something's going to work out with somebody for a while there. It's weird. There's more than one message coming through here. It's interesting. Because normally I just get a very straightforward message. This is sort of almost like message number 3 now, which is very interesting. For those of you that always watch my channel, you would know it's normally a very straightforward sort of message. Anyway, so for some of you, there's also maybe you're going to have more viewers than usual. I don't know. But there's sort of like a situation here that somebody kind of showed up, you know. You may have liked for them to show up and, you know, never really thought that it was going to happen, but somehow it is. And as it's sort of like placing you in a very uncomfortable position, because yes, you want the best for them, and but in the same token, it's almost like it's one of those things like this train is leaving now and you don't have to get on it, but if you don't, the train's going to be gone. So what are you going to do? All right. So it's one of those things where you really, you know, it's almost like, now, it's almost like I feel that for some of you, it's almost like you just refuse to sort of think about it. But in the same token, you also realize that you have to sort of think about it. You have to sort of make a decision because time is running out. And so you're kind of in between that space of not wanting to do anything, but realizing that you have to do something and not really sure what it is that you have to do, and not actually being sure if it is actually too late for you to do something by now already. You're going to have to talk. Okay. I do, however, sense that with there's a definite sort of, this is not just a discomfort. This is very much like a fear. This is feeling very exposed. This is like, you know, for those of you that watch Game of Thrones, this is where, you know, Cersei had to sort of walk down the road completely exposed. And you don't really have a choice. You have to sort of do it, you know. And so it's kind of terrifying. But I do actually feel that if you take this chance, that it does work out for you really, really well. Right. So let us clarify. And then I'm going to end off for you with an Angel Oracle card. This deck literally... I was busy sorting out cards, you know, for my readings, and it just, the box literally just kind of fell on the chair, opened up, rolled out. I was like, okay, you'll be taken. You know, it's like they were saying, Virgo. So you'll be ending off your reading with an Angel Oracle card. Daily guidance message from the angels. We'll see what they've got to say. So we're first going to clarify this overall energy for you, this 10 of Swords, to see what's happening over here. So we've got the 3 of Pentacles. So remember, with 10 of Swords, as we were saying, that is the end of a cycle, of a journey. It's the end of a... now, it's kind of like the end of a toxic pattern, but it's not necessarily... you know, it's when you say toxic pattern, we sometimes jump to the very sort of darker side. This is more realizing that a certain way that you've been doing things, you know, I feel that certain actions were necessary, but then it sort of like surpassed the sort of like the period of necessity, and you kind of got to see that because that was beginning to cause imbalance in your life. All right. So the first card that we've got coming out there is the 3 of Pentacles, which is, you know, all about new starts, new beginnings. And this is about having a choice. The 3 of Pentacles is about having a choice. Which direction would you like things to actually head in, you know? It's like that, you know, which pattern are you going to serve? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna serve? You know, continue serving the way that you've done before, or are you gonna take a chance on something new? That's sort of like the question on the table for you. Are you gonna take a chance on something new? Because it's decision time. You know, sitting on the fence, that train has left. All right. Okay. Cards are falling out, flying out. What's happening? So we've got the Three of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is one of those situations where you actually sort of already know what to do. You already know that you want to choose this. You already know that you want to be with this person. You already know that you want to have this connection. It's not exactly like, okay. So this ending has come about as a direct result of what you actually want within this connection. Somehow, there might be some financial concerns, and it's almost like the two of you can work together in a way that can resolve that for you. So there seems to be some sort of financial tight spot that might be taking place here at the moment, and so that in itself, this sort of new start, this precipice where you're on right now, you really kind of brought yourself to this point, and now you don't really know what to do, because now I feel that for many of you, you almost feel like you might be almost like being manipulative, because you sort of, you know, you kind of almost realizing that you brought this set of circumstances together yourself. You know, it's not exactly like you consciously went out there and, you know, maliciously did it. But now that it's there, you know, it's almost like when you look back in retrospect and you realize sometimes, but oh, I did this, you know, and you're not sure how comfortable you are with the fact that you actually did it. All right. Now, cards that you have are the Death card and the Two of Wands. So, again, letting go of the past, what, you know, may have been good or may not have been good or whatever it is. This is about moving forward. The past, the Death card is about transformation. It's about metamorphosis. And the Two of Wands, this is about focusing forward in your world. This is a time for you to focus forward. All right? In your life, in your heart, you've basically been a victim for long enough. Okay? Right. So, recent past. What is it that brought you to where you currently are? There's some sort of something there in the past, some situation. It's almost like things took a sudden twist and turn here for you. Like, you know, you thought you could control the situation maybe. And again, it's not about manipulation. It's more that you sort of, you know, you kind of had tabs on stuff. You know, they may not have been ideal, but at least you had tabs on them. Now, it's like you've got tabs or nothing. Okay, so you've got the King of Cups. That card that fell to the floor was the Tower in reverse. So this is one of those things where a connection sort of kind of creeps up on you. You didn't really plan to feel this particular way, but now you do. All right. And it may have taken quite a lot of courage for you and quite a lot of hope for you to open yourself to this. And now you're concerned about what if it doesn't going to work. And then there's a lot of, you know, with the Tower in reverse, there's a lot of belief that you started to get into that this is for you. You know, that you've gone through difficult periods, that person's gone through difficult periods, that you are already. And you started to actually make there with the Knight of Pentacles, you started to make some moves towards this connection now. I'm not sure if this person actually picked up on the fact that you made them. They may have been so subtle that, you know, that they kind of just missed them. Or I don't know. Somehow it's like they didn't get the message very clearly. All right, what's going on here? So for the current energy, somehow these cards just popped around. So I'm just going to take them. We've got the Seven of Cups. You've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. No situation's ever going to be ideal. You got to get that right out of your head. If you're going to try and wait for the right time and the right circumstances and the right weather patterns and the sun must come out the right way and the birds must tweet, it's not going to happen. Okay? In the game of life that we play, we always have a choice in life. No matter how ideal the situation seems or no matter how hopeless the situation seems, you have to choose, you know, if you're going to go for this or if you're going to wait for the time to be ideal. But this is basically, these cards are basically the same card. Okay? Clarifying each other there. You're going to have to decide. Actually, this is the, sorry, not the Ace of, my apologies, Ace of Wands. This is actually the Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles with Ace of Wands. And generally, you know, Ace of Wands, which is that energy from the heart, which is your internal energy, which is you, normally brings you to this sort of outside experience, manifestation of life, the materialistic things that, you know, that you want, that you need, that you might be concerned about. Or alternatively, what often happens faster is that, you know, Ace of Pentacles, which is when your life physically starts to work out on a sort of earth plane, then it opens you to that human side. At the moment, you've got both. All right? So this is a very prosperous time. You know, sometimes we feel that, you know, going forward, we have to choose sort of between, and in fact, that my sister said this to me, who's also a Virgo. Why do we have to choose between love and money? Why can't you have both? So going forward, this is actually a period where you are right now. This is sort of like a reset where you can actually have both. Now, this is like a window of opportunity, which is not guaranteed to last forever. Okay? There with the Six of Pentacles. Very good start, very good new financial start. So especially if you've been concerned about the resources, about the money, Virgo, those scales are balancing out. And it's balancing out because you are learning how to practice discernment with your energy. It's not just a give anymore. All right, because when we just give, then we sometimes get ourselves into situations we wouldn't necessarily want to be in. Clarifying this 8 of actual Wands, which is where you are going, which is about stability, which is about a beautiful flow. First clarifier there for you is the 6 of Swords, which is all about teamwork. A lot of cards falling out here. What are they? Let me just take them all. Okay, all right, there's quite a lot, but I'm just going to bounce through them very, very quickly. So the first card that came out there was the 6 of Swords. This is about teamwork. This is about realizing that your way is not necessarily always the best way. You might have the best intentions. It doesn't really mean that you have got the best solutions. Whoever's kind of like you're dealing with, I feel that they might be able to give you a lot of clarity on certain things that you are struggling with, and they may do so without even realizing that they're doing it. Okay, you're a very good match. Now, cards that came out, the first one that came out there was the 10 of Swords, which is, you know, what's coming towards you. And remember, 10 of Swords is also that overall energy of yours. Okay, so 10 of Swords, definitely end of a situation. One way or the other, there's a big game changer here happening in your personal life, happening in your thoughts. And it's almost like you can either continue on the path that you know that you need to do right now to let go, or somehow life forces you in that direction. And there's a definite separation here happening. Either, you know, somebody could be passing, moving away, you know, maybe you're working for this company and it's, I don't know, it burns down or something. There's a big sort of game changer happening over here. So you can either change your thoughts right now, go with the flow that you can see right in front of you, or alternatively, you'll sort of be pushed in that direction. Either way, it's happening. Okay? High Priestess there. The Chariot. So this is a powerful moving forward. The Sun. The universe really smiles on this connection. You know this with the Judgment, and this is a really good match. This is the end of a cycle for you. And it's not exactly news that I'm telling you because you're very aware of it in any case. Okay. Alrighty. Card coming out for you there is Creative Project from this angel deck that just fell out. your soul is tired. You know, it says your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We, the angels, are guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion toward your life. Somehow the two of you are a good match because you're bringing the creative expressive side out within each other, and I feel that somehow that has been quite suppressed in your life in any case, and you sort of don't really want to live kind of like that marginally anyway in any case anymore. Okay, thanks so much. See you next time. Bye.